And we're live. It definitely sounds like Roy Sinesto all over again.
1000%.
Hey man, that's how I think it speaks to the talent of the team, though. That we can just pick up mics, lights, camera, action. 3, 2, 1, and we're live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tinter Battles podcast. Here, joined by my co-host David, commentator Carly, and the Texas Squeegee. See, just like that, dude. Flip of a switch, and we're on.
It's on. It's back into like. I haven't had a day off yet. It's great.
Yeah, it definitely felt like I haven't had a day off myself either. So we'll see when we start getting some comments in here. But I haven't sat down and watched the full stream, dude. Not yet. I started watching. Oh, Sean G in the house, and dude, Sean G's his spirit is always the first to arrive because Sean G was the first. Did you remember this, right? He was the first person that registered Tinter Battles 2026. He had everything planned like way in advance.
So you didn't even announce what it was yet. You were like, "We're going to have," and he's already signed up for it.
Yeah, he was. He was all in on it, man. Like, and
we were like, we're gonna have you come by the house and help us pour concrete, bro.
Yeah, it's funny. Marion's in the house too. Fernand's over there. Fernand's in the house. Yeah, dude. Sean G was in there pretty fast. Like as soon as it got posted, he was the first to get in there. He set his alarm today. No sleeping. Oh, that's yeah, that's true. I think there was a story with Sean G. Dude, I got to get some sleep, man. But I'll be honest with you. Ever since we had the show, it was like there was no rest for me at all. It was the next day. It was all in, pedal to the metal. Like there was no stopping, nothing. It was like we started posting the stuff and then the engagement on there and everything. Like I mean, it was like a what do you call it? A forest fire in a way. Where this thing that got ignited through the show was like everything was going crazy, and then you obviously had like the belt sander controversy in a little tiny corner of Facebook, which got a lot of buzz. But that belt sander beefs, bro.
And the amount of people that say something about like the safety issue is what's cracking me up. The amount of people saying something about breathing in the glass.
Yeah,
what are we doing?
And you know what's funny about that though? Like, you know, the funny thing about that is that even within the glass guys, there's still a debate there too, because there's a glass guy that was saying like that's not healthy. You shouldn't be doing it. And there's other guys that are saying like that you don't know what you're talking about. So it's like even the glass guys can't agree on this. And I'm just sitting back watching this entire thing saying like, welcome to Tintertainment. Please have a seat, pick a side, or be on the spectator side and just watch.
I'm just like with the mic, like back and forth.
Right.
Just telling the story, man. Telling the story.
Fresh off the lot, Tinter World's in the house too. I think they're gonna drop hoodies tomorrow, I believe. So they wanted to do something, but hey man, shout out to those guys. You know, every single year we had every year, I don't remember 2020. No, yeah. Every year we have like the breakout stars, the people that come to the shows for the first time. And I feel like it like their moment, you know, it's like their moment and they come out of this and it turns and you start seeing momentum behind them, right? Like last year was Alicia Yancey. And she came to the show. I think, you know, it changed her career. Blew up, coming back. She's the competitor. I think 2022 was Montana, the Tin Craftsman. You know, similar. 2021, I would say, was me because nobody knew who this guy was before that show. But you know, it's a platform that if you know how to position yourself in that platform, it can be a launch to something pretty big.
It was me, huh?
Yeah. I mean, you're kind of like a dinosaur, bro. You've been around.
I don't want that title. It's you that only want to pound your chest. I just laughed when you said it.
Kyle Whalen's there with his Milwaukee, which, by the way, we haven't released his clip video too. I just know that the one right now that is taking the internet by storm is Fernan because he. I knew that video was gonna have engagement, man. As soon as I posted it within the first 30 minutes and I saw the way that engagement and how many shares, I was like, all right, brace yourselves, boys. I think this is going to be one to be entertained by the engagement there.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely creating some buzz, that's for sure.
Yeah, Gabe Fletcher's in the house too. Gabe was putting together some fan art posters there, which are pretty cool. You know, kind of made it look like it was on Broadway. So,
you
got to manifest it first. Oh, sorry, you got to say it and then you manifest it. You know,
I'm the one that's sending that picture of me and you together, so I can get it right up there on the wall. I would like to have that in my office. So, Hopefully, it makes me one. I'll turn that into a canvas. That's really cool work, man. That's the kind of stuff I like. That's very deadish to me. It looks like Cornell 77, man. Like that's a really cool picture. You know.
Why are you speaking in nerd talk, bro? Nobody knows what you're talking about.
You do,
except me. Except yo, remember the Grateful Dead references in the commentary? Like those are little things that are just like little friendly, like puns or insiders and stuff. And I'm just waiting for someone other than you to say that was awesome. I know what you guys were talking about, so I can be like, yes.
It's happened once. It's happened once with Dustin
Gonzalez.
No, Hall, right?
Dustin Hall.
Yeah, didn't he say let it grow?
Oh, he did, but I don't think he caught it. I don't think anybody's caught us doing that in commentary. You know what I mean?
Right. All right, we better move on because we're gonna nerd everybody out if we start going.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Well, so just we got some people watching. Like, yo, so today we're releasing scores, and we've got a couple of other pretty exciting announcements for things. Although it's been a week after the show, some people have said, "Oh, the show's over." It's like the show's definitely not over, man. It's like Grateful Dead says, the music never stops, the battles never stop either. This is for us internally as an organization was like a great relaunch. You know, from sitting out 2025 and coming back and you really utilizing 2025 is almost like a build-up to prepare for something of what we did, because the type of production we did was incredibly ambitious. But man, we had such an incredible team that we were working with. And if anything, we blew up that little spot. But it goes to show it's not about the size of the venue; it's the impact in that venue. I firmly believe, because we changed a lot of lives in the course of those 2 days. A lot of strangers meeting strangers, or strangers stopping strangers just to shake their hand. And that's how I know you ain't paying attention.
I'm 100% paying attention. I'm trying to get you away from the Grateful Dead is what I'm doing.
Marion says that I missed a video of Fernan as a backpack. No, Marion, I kid you not, we got hours upon hours of content that we're still releasing. And there's the strategy that I wanted to do for these shows in terms of the content release is that I wanted to release things in chronological order, because sometimes people find our content online and they want to go from one video to the next, and it all makes sense. So we, in essence, split up the video so that they're more like episodic segments. So we barely just got through teams auto prelims and teams flat class prelims. We still got to go through heat shrink battles and then the finals. So that'll definitely be up there. Mike Watson there in the house. Great job on the show, guys. Effing amazing time. Man, thank you for coming out, bro. It means a lot. Thank you for coming out to the show. It meant a lot for a lot of the people who have been to our shows in the past to finally come to this one, because this was like the arrival point where a lot of the other ones were kind of like, they were like developmental stages, man, because everything that we do in our shows is all, unique, original concepts. So it's not something that we're not taking like traditional things and then just adapting it to ours. It's all unique, original concepts. And so there's a lot of trying that we did throughout the years. And then 2025 felt like every single one of them all had to happen for this one to make sense. Soak Shield says Kyle Whalen's in the house. Former Tinter Battles champion. Now we get to say former Tinter Battles champion.
Former.
Soak Shield says Soak Shield is sponsoring a boxing ring for Tinter Battles 27. Have a disagreement, jump in the ring and glove up. Hey, I like that idea. Let's just sign a waiver and we'll have Tinter Battles beefs.
the waiver is important.
David Kratz in the house. David Kratz too, man. By the way, David, I got to say this little story that Director Dellinger has told me. He said that by the way, dude, their scores in their prelims were pretty damn impressive, because they did pretty well. My understanding was with Director Dellinger was that Kratz was making some plans on Sunday, and then he finds out that made it into the finals. And so I thought that was funny.
No gloves. They weren't expecting to make it to the finals. Nice. Well, that's what they get.
No, they didn't think they were going to make it into the finals, like, because that's how David Kratz is. Like it's like he takes his business serious, and everything else he's very like mellow with things. He's very like humor, comedic with a lot of these things. I think he just got into the competition. I originally think that the original idea, he probably has something different in mind, because for him to call himself Team Squeegee, that they must have had something. Live TV, right?
Interference. My cat.
Yeah. So, and then they came up to the show. They did great on the prelims. They ended up moving on to the finals, and even Kratz was surprised. But Funny thing is, though, David Kratz, you guys had the lowest scores ever. It was, and the negatives, which I know they're like, if there was one team that would handle it the best, is David Kratz's team. I know that there's nothing personal there. So.
Dillinger told me, I talked to him after it, and he said to me, he said, that was the worst hour of my life, but you'll never know it. That's all he
really?
said. That's what he said.
In the finals?
No, he was because he was laughing because he had so many problems with the back window or something. I guess he was just like every little thing he said, everything he did was like, he was having that moment in your shop that we all have where it just it just wasn't clicking. But I talked about how much fun it was. It had nothing to do with that. It was just like he was just saying it was the worst hour that he's ever had, but we'll never know it because he had so much fun doing it. Basically, so.
I was wondering what if he actually ended up crushing that back window. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Marco said that David Kratz brought his throne as a chair. That's true. David Kratz did pull a chair out of it and sat down. And I said that's probably one of my favorite things about Kratz. He's so cool about everything, man. It's like nothing is ever too serious about stuff. I don't know. My experience with him is always he's been really cool about stuff, and so I had a great time.
You know what? I'm not surprised they didn't make it to the finals. I mean, like. When you get to the levels that those two guys are at, sometimes like you look at pressure differently. You know what I mean? Like, for that, it was just, hey, let's just go have some fun. And it seems like if you come to this event or any of these events and you don't put your pressure on yourself like that, it seems like you do a little better. And that's like look at Kyle and Mike Powell. Like that's what they did. There was no pressure coming into that event because they weren't even supposed to be in it, and then they win it. You know what I mean? So there's a story there. So.
Yeah, Elliot Bell is talking about that Manscaped thing. I'm telling you, every single show has that one thing that, like, you don't write for. We don't plan for it. It has that one standout thing, and this one for sure was the belt sander and the shaving stuff, like the sanding stuff down. Like, it's gonna be probably the more memorable things. There's so many things that happen with the show, man, but it was pretty cool. Like that one was pretty funny. But, that being said, we had coming out of the show, we have a lot of impact. This was by far our biggest one. Although we filled, in Amelia Island, we had a bigger venue. I don't think it really compares in the type of impact that this one in particular had, because there was a lot more younger demographic and a lot more newer audiences, like newer faces that I'd never seen before were out at the show. And then a lot of those guys, they do a lot of the younger crowds anyways, they do content and stuff. So they were filming content. We purposely also designed, like I purposely designed the entire venue and the set so that whatever is filmed from it is appealing to the viewer on the other side. So it wasn't just me filming and hopefully those videos perform well and bring traffic to the people's accounts. It was other people that were also, it's kind of like we provided the studio set for people to shine in. And it was that was like a nail hit. Like it's kind of like when you hit your target, the bullseye. When I started seeing other accounts and they started to do really well, it's like, hell yeah! Like it's boosting everybody up who took advantage of it. Which was
I think also too. I'd like to rewind to something you just said. We haven't had an event in the industry that brings out that demographic of age, and it's doing it. And that's the cool part. This is truly bringing out the next generation of window tinter. You know what I mean? Like, it gives all the suppliers and manufacturers and all that an opportunity to really like see what the future is. So, I'm excited about, man. That's really cool to see.
Yeah, this is a good question here to address. Would you say that the event was more based on influencers only? Like, absolutely not. Nope. That is not the case at all. There was a lot of people that connected to it because Tinter Battles does consistent social media. So it does connect to a younger demographic on a consistent basis, but I wouldn't say that it was based on influencers at all. It was, the competitions were based on people who signed up for them, frankly. And also, like I like to say that our programs are for everybody, but not everybody's for our programs. And the people that, it's kind of like when you go to one of our shows, you get it. But the people that don't go to our shows are the ones that are hating from the outside, and whether it's jealousy or whether it's like you're not hating on what the program is, you're hating on what the perception of what you think it is. And most of the time is what you are is what you see. So, there was a couple of haters here and there, but that's it with anything, man. When you get up there, when you get that kind of streams and that kind of traffic, yeah, there's no such thing as 100% satisfactory rate across the board. Like some people, I think it's a reflection more on them, but it definitely, there was a lot more influencers with this one because it connects with a lot of those guys. And the other thing Yeah, the other thing too, man, it's like I'd like to think that we bridge a lot of kind of the current generation with the future ones. Because you saw like you saw the Bruce Slavers, the Cedros, you know, like these guys have been in the industry for a long time. The Les Heltons, you know, Keith Studenmeyers, like you see these guys that are here. I would say even Fernan too, you know, Fernan Ellie and these guys, like, you know, they're in the prime of their career, but you got a lot younger guys who are watching them, you know, like Gabe Detailing, who was at the show. He was a, you know, they watched it and they got inspired. There were so many people that were inspired by what they saw and stuff like that. So, but anyways, man, we're gonna go through the scorecards. Here I'm gonna prepare you guys before we go through them. We're gonna go through the scorecards. This is gonna be a pretty short show. I just want to, you know, and I'll close it out before Cash is gonna go on with theirs. But I do want to put it out there for sure that these scores have the highest scores ever, have the lowest scores ever. Now, this was not a perfect judging system, but based on everything that I observed from being in a lot of shows, I think this was probably the best judging criteria, because the way that I designed this is to be fair and transparent. Was it perfect? No, but there was a lot of reasoning and thinking behind of what we did. And each, you know, for example, like each judge, all judged collectively, they had to agree on what they considered a crease or what they considered contaminants or what they considered a handling mark. And you know, none of them really were like of the same company. And two, we vetted these people. Like every single person has really high integrity and good standing with the industry, and I mean, just has and really respectable. So like each person individually has a great name and great reputation. You put them all together and they judge as a unit, so that if one person misses something, the other person won't. And then obviously this is not an opinion-based judging. Like I provided a very clear criteria to them, so that they're able to adhere to the same judging system. You know, I've seen in past experiences where people don't have a judging criteria and they're kind of just having opinions of what they think a certain score is worth. And I didn't want to do that. I wanted to have something that we could provide to the competitors so that they can improve upon and know where they went wrong, know where they could have gotten better, because everybody who competed at this one with the kind of caliber that we had, everybody wants to be better. Yeah, and also, by the way, Carly, did you notice every single team went for a judge shaving, some kind of shaving? I don't think there was one team that didn't go for it unless I missed it. But every single person went for it, which to me, I think highlights the excellence that each one of these tenors really had within them. It's like if there was a way to make it better, that they went for it. And it backfired on some, and it pushed others to have a more than 100 score. So we're going to find out what they are here shortly. But Kyle Whalen put us inside official MC's fastest growing. What is it? Oh, Eric Wigger. Eric, hey, buddy, you missed it, man. You missed the show. But hey, catch the stream online on YouTube. We'll see you at the next one. Eric Wigger won XPEL Dealer Conference, I think, last year. So hope to see him in a future competition. But anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and get this on the screen here. So this is internal, and we'll release these. We'll release them here on an actual post. I will put it in the Facebook group. They won't be on the public page. So if you're not in the group itself, please join the Facebook group for Tinter Battles, and I'll release them here. So first one's going to be auto round 1. Now, this one, there is a slight little situation. When we were making the sheets, we unfortunately, we didn't have a prelims version of it. You'll see it right there. So all of them are going to say finals, but you can find out which one are the prelims because you'll see the 1A and 1B. 1A is in 1B are split between two teams. So does that make sense, Carly?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right. So let's go through this. This is on Tesla card number 1A. This was what the judges put down, and again, I want to give the judges their credit. They did the best that they could. We probably had the best roster of judges I've ever seen.
I have to agree. I have to step on you and just say that, like, there's no way Jeff Wells, Mike Sanchez. I mean, just this group of judges is phenomenal, bro. Like, this is total confidence. Didn't need to have any thoughts or second thought, any of it. It was couldn't be happier.
Yeah, Mark was saying he's glad he can see the results now and not have to wait 45 business days to see. Look, everything that we're doing, everything was with the effort of transparency, quick turnaround, no delays or anything like that, man. It's just like, hey, we're tenors just like everybody else, and we put together what if I was on the other side and the role was flipped, what I would like to see. So, anyways, we have a team on 1A, 1B. There's a couple of markings there. because this was a, two teams on it, they didn't have an official overall score. But Shaded Militia was on side 1A in the prelims. See, now you see it up here. This is a prelims, the official judging sheet. They ended up getting a 99.5, and they scored. Oh, Carly, I don't know if you could read these scribbles here, but looks like it was a 25 points for properly shaved edges. So it put them at a 99.5. Shaded Militia, I believe, was. I always get the Shade Slingers mixed up. Oh, man. Somebody comment there. I forgot what the team name was. So that's Shaded Militia. Then you scroll down a little bit. This is Shady Goddess. This was Alicia Yancey and Kayla Ramirez. Ramirez, Carly, and you better not forget the name because you might be announcing her as a new Teams Automotive Division champion. Caught that jab. That was a funny moment. Let's see. So this is Shady Goddess. They ended up getting a 40. They said blades on the floor, question mark. Interesting. Interesting. So again, man, this is a very strict judging system. When we were coming up with this, I remember, Carly, you remember when I was talking to you and I was like, dude, I think this is a little too strict. And you're like, it's the World Championships. Get over it. Okay, then we're moving forward.
I mean, that's the truth, right? Like,
yeah. So this is going to be on card number 2A. There's some markings right here from the judges, and then 2B. Some markings right here from the judges as well. We're going to scroll down. 2A is the Shade Slingers. So this is Avery Wells, Sean G. Titman. They scored 86 for their side. No shaved edges, it seems like. No extra points for the shaved edges. Oh, judging notes right here. Front window was DQ'd for incomplete. I think I remember seeing this one, actually.
Interesting.
I think that they might have had a I think the bottom was peeling up, if I'm not mistaken. If we have a judge in the comment section, can you please let us know on that? So, I see. Shaded Militia was I believe Alex Rosales and Christian Alvarez. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, those guys. They did pretty damn good. That's why they moved on. Is it Alex Rosales or Juan Morales, man? Because I mixed up the damn names in commentary. It was so terrible, dude. All right, so that was that was the Shade Slingers on 2A. They scored an 86 in the prelims, and then on the other side, Your Mom's Crush, that was Billy Murray and Jeremy Davis with the giant hat. They scored 88.5. Rear window DQ'd for incomplete. Oof, no extra points on the shaved edges. So that's seems like that's probably would knock them out from getting out into the finals. But they got an 88.5, so not bad. Not bad. It was a lot of fun watching Jeremy Davis compete, though. His giant hat, it always trips me up. Yo, it was funny. Remember in commentary, like I came up with it on the spot whenever I was just like, the genius of Jeremy Davis having a giant hat, acting like an umbrella to catch all contaminants, and then he just gives me the thumbs up. The funniest thing, dude, is I never know when people are actually listening to what we're saying versus when they're tuning us out. You get what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. Is subconsciously hearing it. There was a moment with Les Hilton when we talk about pulling the front seal and whether it's disqualification. Yeah. And he thought he was being disqualified. He was like,
dude, I felt so bad about that because when I watch him back, like Les Hilton, he's such a good dude, bro. Like he's so well intentioned. He's such a good dude. Whenever he looked back, he looked back almost like with that innocent look, like, oh, did I do something wrong? Like, am I in trouble? And now and then I'm like, no, you're good. That was funny. You said Les had to tune you out. Thought he was DQ'd. Yeah, exactly. Yep, that was it right there. So cool, man. So we've got that's going to be Your Mom's Cars. They got an 88.5. The next team we have coming up, it's going to be car 3A, 3B. Some actions here. Wow, Specs, Scratch, and Specs. Interesting. Incomplete cut on team 2 on 3B. All right, so 3A is Wu Wei. This is Danny Munoz, Ronald McCullough. Whoa. 116.5 that they scored. So it looks like they got 25 extra points. 5-10. Yeah, okay, cool. I think they got all the scores. They got every extra point in the prelims.
Yeah.
So they successfully shaved every edge correctly. Yeah, 3A. Yeah, so 3A, that's cool. 116.5, that was their score. So obviously the past, dude, look at the incomplete. We're 1-0-0. They got, I guess it says a scratch, so that was a 5-point deduction. Bubbles and contamination, they got a 3.5. Like, man, that's not bad. They did pretty damn good on those. Man, that was a killer team too. Danny Munoz, Ronald McCullough, man. I knew those guys were going to work really well together. That was really, really good.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Next one is going to be 3B, the Dream Team. Who was the Dream Team again?
We're terrible host right
I
now.
think that this is I believe it was Dylan Turnage and Brendan Turnage. They were from the Green Valley team, I believe. So their scores, they got some deductions on contaminations, creases or light gaps. That was their majority. Inconsistent cut edges, no shaved edges, points. Overall score is 70.5. And judges note says a 3-inch light gap at front edge of front roll down. So that's probably okay. Creases or light gaps. That's where you see the 15. So see, dude, this is cool. Like I'm actually, I skimmed through this. I didn't go in through detail because I actually wanted to react to it in the live podcast. But this to me, I was showing Pete because Pete was one of those that, man, they just give you when he's gone to compete, he go like, man, they just give you a score and you don't know what you were counted off. So whenever we were going through all this, I said, hey, Pete, if you were competing in this and you got this information, like, what does this mean to you? And he goes, dude, this is everything. Like, I want to know where I went wrong. Oh, there you go. See the Turnage brothers. See, I knew it. Like Marco says, the disciples. That's what I called it. I called them the disciples of the Green Valley to the multi-generational competitors for the Miller brothers. All right, cool. On to the next one. Next car is going to be 4A and 4B. Oh, I don't know if anybody can read hieroglyphics and can discern what the hell this means. But I think we're going to be here all day to try to figure this out. Let's go figure out what the teams were. Korean Connection number 4A. Whoa. 116.5. They got all the they definitely got all the shaved edges correctly.
1000%. I mean, Bullion Park was stick it on and get out of his way. Yeah. Front window DQ'd for it. This must have been a mistake because they crossed it out. So 4A, that's Korean Connection. Cool. 116.5. They obviously shaved all the edges successfully. Man, it's kind of like Danny Muniz's team. They got just one 5-point deduction for a crease or light gap, and then 3.5 on specs. So that is spot on, dude. Like it doesn't surprise me at all. That was they were an incredible team. They really, really were. And I could see why they feel the type of way about the controversy with the Sanders, but hey, they scored really, really good. Okay, 4B, Saiyan Slingers, the father and son team. Colin Saiyan, Randy Saiyan. Deductions, got an 82, so not terrible. No extra points for properly shaving edges. Dude, it's so far from what I'm seeing, man. It's exactly like we said. Marco said this is like the DOJ going through the FC list line. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God, this is funny. Hey, man, I told you we're going to put all these scores out. We're not hiding them. So not bad, though. Just saying Slingers not bad. That was a really cool team because there was a father and son team. We had a father and son team in the team's auto, and then we had a father and son team in the flat glass as well. So we had them on both divisions, which was, to me, really cool. They're going to, obviously going to remember that forever. Absolutely. All right, next one's car number 5B. This was a car that I think only had one. And, of course, Squeegee that. David Kratz, Dave Dellinger. And this is their score, 99.5. So, Kratz, if you're watching, this was the score that made you come back on Sunday. It made you scrap your Sunday plans. Scraps on the floor. I guess, was this a 0.5 deduction? They did, however, they did get some successful shaved edges, and that's what put them over the top into the final. So that was pretty cool. Nice. Cool. That's round one. Let's go to round two. All right, you guys ready? I feel like I'm on the battles. Oh, that's true. Carla said they tried to bribe the judges. They definitely did. We're gonna have to get a word here with Jeff Welch to see if that actually worked. So to explain a little bit about that video's on our Instagram on @Tinter Battles. You have to scroll down for it. But there was when Kratz was leaving. This is a little funny moment. When Kratz and Dave Dellinger were leaving the car, they call my name, Carlos. I'm like, what? Hey, look at my door, and I'm sitting here thinking, oh, okay, in typical Texas squeegee fashion, they're flexing on their windows, they're proud of their work. So I'm looking at their edges and everything, and to be honest with you, it looked really good. Shaved edges, I thought, damn, this is all right, it looks pretty good. And he goes, no, look at the panel, and I look down, and there's some money, and I just start laughing, dude. I'm just like, what? I'm like, of course, like you didn't even have to tell me who did it. If I had to guess, somebody left money on the door panel. Guess who it is? I would have said 100% without thinking twice. David Kratz. David Kratz.
Um, so I guess somebody said bribe works, and Cash was like, yeah, but I guess it was not enough money. I guess not. I guess it didn't work, man. $40. So, anyways, let's go to round two. Round two right here is number car 1A, 1B. Here's a little bit of some notes and some markings from the judges. We're going to go down to the prelims. Salt and Pepper. This is Jason Teasley and David Williams. Wait a minute. I'm pretty sure I'm right. They got a 79. Oh, no shaved edges. Inconsistent cut edges -5. Creases or light gaps -5. Bubble specks contaminations 11. Dude, I'm telling you, Jason Teasley is an awesome dude. Incredible installer. But one of our competitors, man, they said you can be good in your shop setting, but when you come to a show like this, everything changes, man. What you think, what your game plan is, if you're not prepared for this kind of pressure, it's out the door. And I think it was Alicia Yancey, the one that said it. She said, you know, once you get cameras on you and you got crowds and cheering and everything like that, the nerves kick in and suddenly you start to not do so well.
Yeah, the pressure is completely different. It's just not normal.
Yeah, so this was Salt and Pepper. It's 1A. Then let's go to 1B. Trick Tint. It's Eric Moore and Dustin Gonzalez, 79.5. They scored down there. No extra points for shaved edges. Most of their deductions looks like they came from a large cluster of contamination. Judging notes say rear window DQ'd for major peeling at front lower edge and corner. Interesting. They probably did go for an edge, maybe.
Probably.
But maybe it wasn't like, you know what I mean? Maybe they went for the shaved edge, but none of them were right. I don't know. Like if Dustin is watching, maybe he could shed some light here. Pete says, "Yo, cut the feed, the scores." Yeah, that's it, bro. We're looking under their hood, man. This is the patients in the operation table, and it's open heart surgery, Chef. We're looking into all the organs.
Yep, it's time.
All right. So next ones here we have 2A and 2B. Some notes right here: cluster and a scratch. Interesting. We're gonna go down team formula. This is Fernando Sainz and Jose Gabriel Adorno. 104. They got 10 extra points. There was definitely probably maybe some edges where it didn't quite, you know, maybe it quite work. That's the video though. That's the belt sander video. Got them to that 104. So cool. No judges notes. I guess it was happy. Next one is Shady Blades. This is Johnny Blades and Jordan Shady J Jernigan for a score of 31.5. Most of the deductions coming from creases or light gaps at 45 points deductions. That was a major one. Bubbles and specks and inconsistent cut edges. I tell you what, though, even though they had this score, man, they had a blast. I know for a fact because I had some words with Johnny and Shady afterward. You know, obviously we had the live podcast on the Dark Truth. They had a blast out there, man. They had their families there too. So, you know, they didn't move on to the finals or win the championships, but regardless, I think they won.
Yeah, I mean, look, guys
Jordan
have bad days.
Garbage.
Guys have bad days. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
it doesn't mean that they're not good. You know, it's just, hey, somebody said it. It just means for this particular day, it wasn't their day. I told you they was counting only 5 points, but didn't hurt. Yeah, so Shady Blades, love that team. They brought the spirit. Yeah, that was one of the things, Letha, I agree with you. The few times that, and I'll be honest, I was so proud of Jordan and even Johnny too, because I've known these guys for like 5 years now. They came to their first event at Tinter Battles 2021. So seeing where they from their personal journeys, where they came from, the growth in Jordan and what he's, you know, who he's grown to be. And then Johnny and his personal story and in the challenges that he's overcame. To me, that was a team that I felt like no matter what, they were not going to lose. They were going to walk away winners, you know. Jordan surprise 45 for creases. I don't know, dude. If there's a judge in the comment section, they can shed some light on this. God, dog. All right, we have Shady Blades there. That's their score, 31.5 there in the prelims. We're going to scroll down 3A, 3B. Okay, we got some markings here. Anybody want to take a guess what the scores might be for this one? That's a lot of notes there, commentator Carly. Loose water, shave, something, loose top edge. Man, I could see how we're going to make this better for next year. Not that they're not. This is really good, by the way. Like I'm kind of really enjoying going through this whole process of now that we're doing this, but I see how we're going to make this a little bit better for next year so that it's even tighter. Cool. So number 3A is a Miller Brothers. Oh, I knew. He felt bad. He posted the videos. They told me the story. Not bad though, man. Really not bad for what they were making it out to be. I thought it was going to be a lower score, like more of a catastrophic failure. Front window incomplete. Really? Okay, that kind of surprises me. I thought that it was their back window that was going to take them out of the finals. Interesting. All right. Okay, cool. So that's the Miller Brothers car number 3A70. Not terrible. Most of the deductions looks like it came from the incomplete door window and inconsistent cut edges, and obviously the shaving. They didn't get an extra points. See, if they would have done the shaving, I think they could have earned an extra 25 points, which would have put them at 95 and probably gotten them in the finals. Yeah,
it was close. I mean, look, we found that's the cheat code, right? Like, so that's setting the standard. Like, everybody's gonna have to learn how to shave edges.
Yeah. So cool, man. That was the key. I guess that was the key to winning. I don't know, but see, that was the thing. That was the key to winning a high score, but you could have played it safe and not have any deductions, I guess,
Yeah, we talked about
team. Go ahead.
I say we talked about an extent, like which way was going to be the best way to go, like take the risk or don't take the risk, and it's looking like
that was the interesting part about watching this entire thing. Is like you provide like a system and a judging criteria and rules so that you saw the people that are driven by excellence versus those who are more driven by comfort. And what we saw is most people are driven by excellence, which again, it doesn't surprise me. It's the World Championships. And yeah, man, it did pretty good. This is Team Level Up, Robert de Torture Moreno and his partner. I'm spacing on his name right now, but they got an 86. Not bad. This is kind of like, it's like a kind of like if you're a student in school and you're just well behaved the whole entire time, like, nothing to brag about it. Like it's not over 100 points, but they did pretty good. Most of their deductions came from bubble specs and contamination. So it's not bad. They got an 86. Next one is going to be car number 4A, 4B. GA Tint Squad.
It's Les
Helton and Keith Studenmeyer.
Yep.
Score of 74. Man, not bad. That's actually really close to 86. Okay, 74. Okay, the 74 was close to the Miller Brothers score. Judging, so most of the deductions came from bubble specs contamination and followed by inconsistent cut edges. Interesting. Judges notes say vehicle zone lost power, so no deductions if fingers come up on bottom of the driver door. Carly, you were there more present because I remember when this happened. So to explain to everybody, we had each car had a power bank assigned to that specific vehicle, and within that power bank, you had two breakers. So you could attach two heat guns to the same power so long as they were not on the same breaker. What I think happened here is that during the training seminars is that people started messing around with the pluggings. So then when the competition started, people didn't know. Heat gun started to roll, and then Les Helton's electricity popped. His breaker, the breaker tripped. This was happening live. So then I signal to Carly, it's like, hey, go figure out what's going on. I will hold the crowd and I'll continue. So Carly went off on his own while I just kept commentating. So hopefully nobody saw really what was going on. But Carly, explain a little bit about what happened behind the scenes and how the solution came about.
Yeah. So basically, as soon as we noticed there was a problem, I immediately looked at the clock. I knew that would be the issue, right? So what happened was his heat gun somehow, or the heat gun that was supplied for the car, it was plugged into the heat gun behind someone else's car, so it popped the breaker. Well, we didn't know it popped for them because they were already done using a heat gun, but he needed it. So it took about a minute and 30 seconds to get the heat gun back on. And basically, I got with Jeff Welsh and we discussed it. And I mean, it has to be their decisions. All judges' decisions are final. It was either give them a minute and 30 seconds at the end, or don't count the area that he was unable to do because of the heat gun. And the judges decided not to count the area that was done from the heat gun.
Yeah, I think my understanding when we were discussing it, that little area where they needed the heat gun to push something out and then the timer stopped. Yeah. That was really, I think, what was the only thing that needed attention with that heat gun. Had they had it, it would have been addressed. But, when we came... So we, discussing it with the judges, they all came together, came to the conclusion that, hey, this particular area that was made aware, it was the no deduction zone for Les Helton. So, which I think was was a very fair solution. And if need be, we were going to give them extra time to address it so that it made up for the lost time in the power. So it was just something that happened during the training seminars. You know, we had anticipated for this was one of the things whenever I was working with the whole venue and working with the production crew that set everything up. Like I specifically, man, I was that $99 customer that was like inspecting the windows with the light, with the flashlight, because I was making sure that there was two things I didn't want to happen. Number one, that we weren't going to run out of power for the cars where you couldn't roll the windows down, so they became electric. And then number two, that they weren't going to have any breakers tripping. So we added like more than ample power, but you know, somebody messed with the plugins and we didn't find out until during the competition. So that's cool. Here we go.
The solution was fine. It was worked out perfectly for everyone. Yep. They still got done in time and everything. It didn't hinder them at all. All
right. So next one is going to be, I believe this is, man, I'm spacing on their name, but the team name is Adric Robinson and Jose Juan Morales. Scored an 85.5. So this was a score that made them into the finals, I believe. And then, yeah, I mean, no extra points for the shaved edges. Very minor deductions from 6.5 and then down to 3. This must be 3. Okay, so it's -3 points. Kind of interesting here. I'm not sure how this is going on. Is how this happened. We're gonna have to pull in some judges here. But anyways, this is a scorecard right there. Card number 5A, which is only one side filled it. Because with 9 teams competing, Team Texas 10 Masters. Whoa, come on. Cut the feed, bro. Cut the feed. God, dog. Come on, Pete. What happened to all of our practice runs, bro?
Pete.
Oh, God, 61. Most deductions coming from incomplete door window. Whoa. Rear door window incomplete. Oh, man. I wonder what happened there. Oh, I know that's going to sting Pete, bro. You got to make up for it at XPEL Dealer Conference coming up this weekend.
You prepare for it all year, and then, boy, it stings when it happens.
Oh, man, let's cut the feed on this one. God, dog, this is depressing. All right, let's go into the flat glass. Okay, now it's going to be auto finals and flat glass finals. Let's go to the flat glass finals to see what these scores were here. I'm going through these for the first time myself, too, so I'm going through this with like everybody else. Let's take a look at these scores here. Survey says this is a Miller Brothers and glass stand number 6. Some of the deductions right here. I'm not sure what the 11, 13, and 10 signify. So that's going to be more of a judge's question there. When I post these, if you guys have questions about this, please, I'm going to post this internally in a Facebook group. If you guys have questions about this, ask them in the comment sections. You know, we're all here to learn from this and learn from this experience so that we make this better for the future programs that we're going to have. So -8 points, -15 for a final score of 77. You know, again, David, commentator Carly, there's no such thing as a 98.275, bro. This is pretty strict judging here.
Yeah, no, you can tell it's definitely straight across the board.
Yeah, here we go. The next one is going to be the Tint Slayers, number 6. They got a score 65. So that's about a difference of 12 points. You know, between first and second place. That was the Tint Slayers on the glass stand number 4. Man, shout out to Flakless Joe Guzman and Marcus Quintana. I've got to say, man, Marcus 100% was one of the most influential competitors, I think, in the history of tinting, because that guy's look and his persona and presence, man, he's a star. He's a really good dude, super genuine, super humble. I can't say enough good about that guy. And then Joe, like, dude, talk about a partner that's got one-liners. Joe cut a sick promo on Ricky Miller before the competition. That aged terrible.
That definitely.
Which is kind of funny because he sort of left Ricky speechless, but I guess nothing needed to be said once the final scores came out. Ricky won. No explanation needed, you know?
None.
Yeah, the next team right here is probably going to be my favorite team, the team of True Spray. One of my favorite teams, Cedro Rodriguez and Bruce Slavish there. 38 specs that they counted, so minus 19. 3. It looks like 3 tally marks there for large cluster contaminations. A total score of 61. Small minor deduction there, damage to sash. Is that the Cedro? What Cedro did, I think he was the only one that was pulling seals out. Is that what that is, Carly? Is a sash?
I think so. I mean, it's one of the ones the judges have to let us know exactly what happened.
Okay.
He definitely pulled the framing around it. He knew how to do it, so he did it.
Yeah.
So there wouldn't be a light gap or anything like that. I'm curious to know what that is
Which is
as well.
pretty genius, dude. When I saw him do that, I didn't even know you could do that to those windows. I didn't know you could pull seals out like that, like or
Me
whatever
either.
that was.
I mean, it
Oh,
makes
it says,
sense.
Dustin Hall here, one of the flat glass judges. He goes, number of spec on each Genesis window. Might have been a typo there. Cool. All right, cool. Let's see. Next one. That's the Bruce Slavish and Cedro Rodriguez, the Tint Ninja, the Tint Viking. Shout out to Cedro Rodriguez for bringing that incredible energy. If for those of you who have not watched the stream online, there's a moment where Cedro comes out when I announce him and he's walking and the camera starts panning over and Cedro just catches it coming through this way and he just gives this look. Like there was a look in his eye that he gave that camera when I saw it, man. I got goosebumps because I was like, dude, I don't know what Cedro's DNA or her descendants are, but that guy's got a scary side to him. When I saw those eyes, it gave me goosebumps. I was like, damn, man, he was so talented in how he played into that role of the Tint Viking.
Yeah,
God, he's one of my favorite human beings of all time.
Yeah, definitely awesome energy. Definitely
I see. So Dustin Hall, dude, Dustin, thank you for being on the live and shedding some light. He says exactly right time got them. It wasn't put back together quite right. Interesting. Cool. Now we know.
Oh, okay. All right.
Cool. Let's see. Los de PR. This is a Puerto Rican guys. Elvin Cortez and Jose. I believe Jose Adorno was his partner on that side of the field. They got a 59. A lot of great notes here, it seems. Some deductions, some note takings. I like to see that. This tells me that, the note takings tell me there's a lot of thinking and discussion within the judging. That's really good. It said good window, but a lot of water bubble, water trail, watering corner. Oh, God. Glass has inconsistent edges, not the tinter's fault. So this is a really good from the judges. I'm glad that they have these notes, that they wrote these notes in there because it gives a lot of context to what they do. So it seems like what really hurt them the most is just water.
Probably security film.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, solar film too, because if you get a little drip at the top, it's very easy to notice it on solar film just when it starts to kind of have that, like, that water bubble effect.
Creates that slow drip that running it. Yeah.
And Colin, yes, we went over you guys' score earlier in the prelims. Yeah, it's in the beginning, man. I'll be releasing this on the Facebook group, so don't worry. Cool. Next team is going to be on Pete and Logan here. This is a team that was love at first tint, right?
Yes.
Pete and Logan never met each other in the past. The story behind there was David Carley had Logan. Logan didn't have a partner. Pete wanted to compete in flat glass. Pete did not have a partner. We were like, let's just put them together. So we put them together. Later on, found out that Logan is really good on security. Pete is not that experienced on security. Pete is experienced in solar, and Logan is more of a security guy. So they complemented each other's strengths. And hey, man, my understanding is they've been messaging each other ever since. So love at first tint.
That's all he could talk about too, man. Like I just saw him in Memphis, Tennessee yesterday, and that's all he could talk about is this event. Like he's like ready to come back, chomping at the bit. It gets in his blood.
So bubble specs contamination, we've got some deductions there. Whole top edge contaminated. God, dog, Pete. I wonder which window though. Like which particular window had it?
Yeah, it was the sash, the double hung window.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Water edges, half bottom, half edge. Water running down the whole window. Oh, I remember this one because once we were going in there, we were doing some commentary on the judges. I saw just this one giant bubble just like slowly working its way down on the residential window. And I was just like, Pete, we've been through this, bro. Like you have the turbo fan. We have towels. Like we've been through this. But to his credit, though, they had a slight miscommunication because Pete had told Logan, check my window. And Logan thought replace my window or redo it. So he yanked it off. And so it was like, they had to do it with like really limited time, right?
Oh wow.
Yeah. So a trip, I don't know, man. That's going to be a judge's question. it must have been something. I don't know. These judges were pretty fair across the board, so that's what it was. Also, I gotta say this too, because this has been brought up here a couple times. You guys got to remember the trainings that we had with everybody, with beginners, with intro, advanced, or whatever. They were all done on the same spaces of the competitions. So it was difficult for people to determine whether the damages came from competitors or whether they came from the training systems. Collectively, we got together and he said, hey, we should be a little bit more lenient on the damages because we can't really determine where they came from. However, certain things were pretty obvious where they came from. But most of them, when I spoke to Jeff Welch, I said, hey, some competitors are talking about that they're concerned with some of the damages that are there because they were there from the trainees. And he said he goes like, dude, rest assured, we're being lenient with the damages. Like there's certain things, obviously scratches on the window film, 100% user error. Scratches on the glass, gray area, man. That could have been existing there. There's no way to tell. They did the best that they could to judge this fair and square down the middle. So cool. Pete and Logan, that was there. Brian Carrico, Paul Covey, they're Katy, Texas, here, local to Houston. They got a 57. 57.5 between Pete and Logan, and 57 with these guys. Well, that's a 0.5 difference there. Water and window, water and edges, lifted corner. Seems like a lot of water got left behind, man. I wonder if that was a security film or the residential glass.
My instincts would tell me it is.
Yeah, the residential windows, that double hung frame, that double hung style frame. Oh man, unless you know how to extract that water off from those edges, you walk away from a window, you thought you laid perfect, and 2 minutes later you see water creeping up. And that was it. That was the score. Cool. Now we go to we got to go through this one a little bit quicker. Let me see what this one is going to be. I think this was okay, cool. So we got about less than 10 minutes before the Film Pro Film Fest We Are Film guys. Oh God, the film everything guys. They're gonna go live. So in first place, this is Ferdinand and Jose Gabriel Adorno. Their score was 102 in the finals, dude, which is not bad for doing 4 doors and back window. No. Pretty damn good. Looks like they only had one edge that they didn't successfully shave, so that's why they got that 45 points. Not bad though. I mean, pretty damn good. And dude, this was the one that I was like, we're gonna have the lowest scores ever because they're judging all 4 doors, quarters, and back window. A ton of different ways to get contaminations and deductions. So they did pretty damn good, scoring over 102. Most deductions came from bubble specs and contamination for a deduction of 40, but they made up for it with the shaving edges, or should I say the sanded edges. I don't know, but I don't want to get into it. Whatever, man. They scored the points. They played within the rules. It is what it is.
Their tandem bicycle technique of installing that back glass is epic.
Oh God, that's epic. I can't wait to post that. Cool. So second place. This is some drawings right here. Scroll down. We have Danny Munoz, Rhonda McCullough, Team Wu Wei, 99.5. Dude, that is not that different, man.
No,
not that far off. We knew it, man. It's going to be down to razor thin margins. 99.5. They got a perfect score on their shaved edges. Actually, they went all the way through. So that's really good. Most of their deductions came from bubble specs contamination, which I think there was some expressed opinions about where that dust came from. Hey, man, who's going to go back in time and find out whether it's glass dust or just by the way, I want to kind of just put this out there. Anybody that was standing in that space and you saw the lights coming down from the very top, if you paid attention to where the light beam was shining through, you saw a lot of pre-existing dust, but it's natural born air particles, man. It's like, when you get down to margins like this, somebody could have farted in the wrong direction and then you just caught that gust of wind, So,
yeah.
It is what it is. Okay, that's Danny Munoz. And here we go in third place. Some minor markings: seal water, shaved. I'm not sure what that says right there. This is going to be Korean Connection, LU, and Byongyol. A score of 84. They scored 30 points for shaved edges. Deductions of bubbles and specks of 22. Creases, light gaps, or scratches. Deductions of 10. Inconsistent cut edges 5. So, man, if the judges are here, I'd like to know more about the scratches here. What that was, where that was, that kind of thing. They didn't really leave any judging notes. I mean, it seems like it was pretty spot on. 84. Shaded militia. God, I keep forgetting their names. Dylan Turnage, Brian, Brendan and Dylan Turnage. Shade and Militia got a score of 58 in the finals, which we are expecting to have a much lower scores in this one because the judging criteria, the deductions were all the same, except you have a lot more glass to cover now. So they got a score of 58, 30 points on the shaved edges. Most of the contamination came from inconsistent cut edges. Interesting. I wonder where that happened. Minus, I don't know what that is. 5 plus 5, it seems like. No. Sorry, that's not the most. I would say the most deductions came from bubble specs and contamination. There you go. That makes sense. All right, Team Autobahn. Mike Powell, Kyle Willing, the returning defending champions. And this is their overall score, a 47. Car number 3. Not bad, man. They had that gnat spray this year, so I think that helped them out. Kyle Whalen's belt sander got him an extra 40 points in the overall score, but it seemed like it kind of washed out with the scratches or the creases, light gaps. And then, we had some other minor deductions here and there. Team Autobahn, interesting. Team Squeegee that. David Kratz and Dave. All right, this is the one I got to prepare everybody for. This one was the interesting one, all right? But these guys are great sports about it. So without further ado, let's reveal their incredibly impressive score. So as you could see, creases or light gaps, 130-point deduction. They did earn 40 points, though, on the shaved edges for an overall whopping score of negative 74. That is a power duo. Come on, bro. Director Dellinger and David Kratz, was this a joke on the Texas Squeegee? Get the lowest score on Team Squeegee that? The heck's going on? That was it, man. That's all the scores. We did it with 3 minutes to spare. Man, we don't have a lot to announce other than, hey, we're going to close out the show, let these other guys on the other program. Other than we've got a lot of stuff down the pipeline. There's a lot of open conversations that we are having with other organizations and other people in terms of having another show. I would say at this point, with certainty, we are 98% in having another Tinter Battle style programming in 2026 in the fall. So that was the major news here. It's an ongoing development. You guys know that those who come into the show, I like to be transparent about these things and like to be honest and upfront. So until we have actual dates and location, it's going to be in the fall of 2026. We're having another program. We had such a great, tremendous feedback from this one. And the engagement and the impact of this one was really, really, really good. So we've had a lot of people that have been hitting us up and they want us to do another program type of show. There's, a lot of the audiences that we have found, like the new people that are coming into the event space, they want to have another show. So, 98% certainty, we're 98 to 99% certainty we're having another program in the fall. So, those who want to come out, great. Those who want to watch it streaming online, we're working like hell to get another stream going as well. That was a huge part of this one. So we're working on doing that one as well. So those who can come out, great. And those who can, just watch the shows online. And as far as locations, we are moving into the West Coast. So that's the other one. We're moving into the West Coast. We're going to have something in the West Coast sometime in the fall this year. So stay tuned for that. Whereas a lot more awards are coming out as well. So the awards are really designed to recognize some of the people that came here. The awards are not based on speed. They're not based on, a lot of the quality. They were based on the presence and impact that people had at the show. So there's about 17 that is going to be coming out of this program. We got a ton of great photography. So those are going to be getting sent out. It's a 2-part phase. There's a digital aspect to this, and then there's a printed version aspect of this. So those will be coming out as well. And we also have a very, 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 very interesting project that is also in the works. It's going to be multi-page, wink, wink. So you guys can fill in the gaps as to what that is going to be, but that's as much as you're going to get from me. So Commentator Carly, it's right around that one hour mark. We got to close out the show. Let the film guys do their thing. Any final closing remarks? What was your thoughts about this show?
I'm still kind of like coming down from cloud 9. I'm ready to work harder tomorrow than I did today. So what? Let's just make it happen.
Well, dude, I appreciate you being on the bus since day number 1. You've been incredibly influential and impactful to the whole organization, more than people realize. David Carley was the guy in the very beginning that was we got to have belts. And I'm like, you really think people care about that? And he said, yeah, they do. We got to have belts. I'm like, all right, then we'll have belts. And Carly was in the very first year, Carly bought those belts out of his pocket, and it's ever since then, it's become a thing. So, you know, he's been helping out a lot on the back end, and man, we just can't wait to see where this is going to go, where we're going to take this. There's open conversations of taking this internationally as well, across different continents and countries. So the future is very, very bright. I sincerely, those who are still watching, the people still here, I sincerely thank you guys for being a part of this crazy story called Tintertainment and Tinter Battles. The impact that we have on people is cannot. I mean, it's been my greatest pride and joy in my lifetime. It's been a privilege to us to do this. You know, for the same feeling that people have towards the program and the positivity of it, man, it's just right back to you guys. It's like I said before, bring the energy, we will match it. And I think the love was in the air, and we match that energy just as much. So thank you guys for being a part of it, and for being part of this crazy journey. And it's just getting started, man. It's just getting started. We sat 2025 out, but it was a preparation to the grand relaunch, and Tinter Battles is back, bigger than ever, bigger and better than ever before. And we are going nowhere but up, with more than one shows per year, going across the country and then across the world. So, yep. Dustin Hall, thank you so much, man. I have to wear the shades. You got to wear the shades, bro. You got to live the tinted life, man. The shades are the tinted life. So cool. Anyways, thank you, David Carly, for joining here on this live. Thank you, everybody, for joining on the live. We hope you've enjoyed the scores and the entertainment. There's a lot more coming down the pipeline. The show's not over. This is not going to stop. We are going to keep moving forward to, you know, the future. We plunge full on, pedal to the metal. Just like I love seeing the no quit in people. That's the same no quit in the Texas Squeegee, working behind the scenes to make this a lot bigger, a lot better for you all. Another little detail we're going to announce too is in 2027 for the main Tinter Battles program, we're expanding it into business. We're going to add a lot more business seminars, breakout sessions. Tinter Battles competitions is going to be, we're bringing in some of the traditional things like from the conferences. Feedback that we got from people is that there needed to be more breakout sessions and business related things. So we're working with a very, very, very important, influential person. I don't want to drop his name just yet, but we're going to be doing a pretty massive collaboration. So there's going to be a little bit of everything in next year's show, for next year's main Tinter Battles show. So anyway, just wanted to put that out there for you guys. Hope you guys see it all. Please let me know if you guys enjoyed the Royal Sinesta, because that's going to be a big thing, as whether we go back to the same venue and just get more halls, or we look to a different venue altogether. So anyways, Carly, I'll see you on the next one. See you on the other side. Peace out, everybody. Thank you for joining the live. I'll see you guys on the next one. It's been a pleasure. Much love to everyone. Squeegee That's.